Code amber is for missing or abducted infant or child. Code black is meant for a bomb threat. Code white is for any aggression or violent situation. Code brown is indicates any hazardous spill. And code gray is for any system failure or loss of essential service. And code pink indicates any pediatric or obstetrical emergency. Now this is the code which is usually internationally accepted. This is the hierarchy or the tree which one should follow regarding the management responsibilities. The CEO or MD should be at the top of the ladder, followed by the specialist fire safety advisor. Then there are the directors or head of different departments who should report to the fire safety officer. The hospital managers then come in line, and lastly all medical staff, all hospital staff. So this is the hierarchy which should be followed. Now then there is an important thing called RACE protocol. RACE means R for rescue, A for alarm, C for contain, and E for extinguish or evacuate. So remove patients from immediate danger area. Then call emergency number or pull alarm. Then close all the doors to prevent the spread of fire. And then finally extinguish or evacuate. Touch the door, if hot, do not open, and if small, use the fire extinguisher. Now there are certain do's and don'ts. In the do's category, all electrical equipment should be in conformity with relevant Indian standards. Air conditioning should be linked with fire detection system. Transformers, air conditioning and boilers should be in separate fire resisting room. All vertical shafts, ducts for drainage, plumbing, wiring should be sealed at each floor. And fire detection alarm and extinguishing systems should be provided. A standby emergency power supply should be there to cater to fire water pump, fire lifts and other emergency systems for firefighting. All employees should be trained, and most importantly we should conduct periodic mock drills. And there are the list of don'ts. Never smoke in bed. In the case of fire, don't panic. Sound the alarm. In case of fire, never use elevator. Always use the staircase. And never re-enter the building in case of fire. So these are the cardinal points. There are 4 parameters, namely means of access through approach roads. There should be open spaces. The means of escape like external staircases should be there, and proper fighting equipment. An effective fire program calls for an understanding of the hospital fire plan. As I was telling, the hospital fire plan is very important, and everybody should be aware of the hospital fire plan. And there should be active participation of every employee. At least one well-trained fire officer should be elected at every hospital. So there are the general recommendations. Hospitals of high-rise buildings are found to be utilizing the cellars for generators and transformers, which should be strictly prohibited. Canteens, OPD blocks, dormitories and pathological labs are not allowed in cellars. Regular refresher training courses for the fire brigade personnel. Recommendation for creating rural fire service in areas which are present. Augmentation of municipal hydrant system. And adoption of best practices from other city codes like Mumbai, Delhi and Hyderabad. The clarifying the position of CFO or Chief Fire Officers and Fire Protection Consultant in approval procedures. Recommendation for establishment of disaster control room for cities, and a passing reference to NBC rules like provision of fire doors, fire separation walls, fire exit and fire lifts should not be overlooked. So these are the general recommendations which hospitals should follow. These are the general fire prevention checklist. No smoking signs should be posted, smoking areas clearly marked, no smoking rules and regulations being observed, combustible waste stored in proper approved containers. So these are the various checklists one should follow. And hospital inspection checklist, there should be, these are the questionnaires, means of escape, yes or no, are all exits clear of obstructions, are exit signs adequate, are exit routes clear, if fitted, are locks acceptable. So these are the list of checklist one should follow during a hospital inspection. So in the case of fire, call the fire service on 101 or any number, local emergency number we have it in our casualty. Then ask the operator whether it is fire service. When the fire service answers, give the call distinctly. There is fire. and mention the address, the exact address with the nearest landmark. So, to conclude, fire accidents are becoming more prone and threat to hospital because consumables used have more affinity to catch fire and lives are lost, like the Park Hospital in Hyderabad and more recently the Amri hospitals in Thakuria. With good management practice and implementation of new technological procedures to control fire accident, we can control fire. So fire destruction is one man's job, fire prevention is everybody's job. Thank you.